Good morning, lovely human. I hope you are very well today. Today's SMS comes on Diwali Day, which, as you know, is a festival of light and allowing abundance and love into our lives. And I wish that for you very much. And I hope wherever you are in the world, that today is a new beginning for you and that the coming year has lots of wonderful surprises and magic in store for you. So on this magical day, I want to talk about something that's a little bit mundane, but I think could potentially be a little bit magical, and it's about when we think that things are past their use by date. And I don't necessarily mean in terms of perishable items, but toothpaste, for example, and this is not meant to be a commercial for Colgate. It just so happens to be the toothpaste that we were using at the time, and you can see it's pretty much it's pretty much used up, isn't it? And I've tried to squeeze it as much as I can, and I keep forgetting to go and buy another tube of toothpaste, hence the squeezing continues. I was listening to an audiobook, and the audiobook was nothing to do with toothpaste or anything on this topic. But as you do in a book, sometimes someone says something that actually just sparks an idea or a question or even a curiosity in your mind. And in this book, the author is talking about her mother who sadly gets dementia, and in a very short space of time, within a couple of years, becomes very, very ill with it and dies. But one of the things that she is, as she's recounting that experience of, taking care of her mother, she mentions one of the things that she learns from her mother, which is to never throw away, a sort of a tube of lotion or a bottle of shampoo, especially if it's made of plastic, just because you can't get any more out of it. Instead, what she would do is she would cut it so she could access the remaining bits in it. And this is so obvious, isn't it? I mean, it's not rocket science. There will definitely be some shampoo or some lotion still left in the bottle that could probably be used once or twice or maybe even 3 times, depending on how much patience you've had to try and extract it from the normal opening of the bottle. And we generally don't do this because if we're planning our supplies well enough, we probably have a new one waiting, and so as soon as it takes more than like 2 or 3 squeezes or pushes, if it doesn't, nothing comes out, we just get rid of it. And it made me think that what if we were to, on an ongoing basis, try and make the most of what we have before we discard it? How would it change how we actually buy things, how much we consume, and the amount of waste we create? So, for instance, in my desperation of running out of shampoo, I decided to try this with my toothpaste tube, which was pretty much dry, I thought. And when I cut it, I realized actually there was enough toothpaste in there for at least 2 or 3 brushes, which is quite something, isn't it? I mean, it's probably at least, 3 to 4 or 5% of the use. And if you can just compound that over time, that's a little bit of a saving, especially if you're in a time where money's tight and you're trying to make your money go as far and as long as possible. And these are little tricks that are worth trying. It's the same with clothing. I think over the last few weeks or months, I've just suddenly got into this enjoyment of mending stuff. And I've previously did a video on how I don't particularly enjoy the process of shopping, but I also find that some of the stuff that I've owned for a long time, the quality of that material is actually superior to what you get these days. So it feels right to me to make that last as long as possible. And so I've been getting my, needle and thread, and I've been doing some mending. And I'm not the neatest mender in the world. I'm sure that there are people who can do it so beautifully and make an art out of it. I'm not quite there yet, but I think for what I'm doing, I think it's good enough, and it's making my clothes last longer. It's making things, I'm extending their lease of life, which I think is great. And if you, like me, believe that even inanimate objects have consciousness and have a purpose and are here to help us with things, I think it's a beautiful way to make them really fulfill their purpose to their very last ounce. So that's kind of my message for today. If you go into a spirit of abundance, abundance isn't about necessarily having ownership of lots and lots of things. It's not about having a lot of wealth or a lot of comfort. I think abundance is about having access to the things you really need when you need them. So these are small ways in which you can extend your access to things even when you haven't had a chance to go and acquire a replacement for the things that have run out or are not quite working anymore. So fixing things, mending things, reusing things, recycling things, reframing things. There's so many ways in which we can do that, and it can be so much fun and so satisfying. And of course, it can save us money too. So with that message, I'm going to wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful life, and I hope you'll join me again for my next SMS tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye for now.